Hi there, Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states, talking about one word and one word only today: inflation. Inflation, Stan, the Annuity Man. Let's talk about inflation. Let's talk about how annuities and Social Security can address inflation. The gorilla in the room, what everyone's talking about. And when I see media people talk about inflation, I want to go, because they have no clue what they're talking about. It's all political football nonsense. But when it comes to inflation, you need to think about it. You need to think about, hey, what happens when I need a little bit extra money on that income floor, as I talk about all the time? How do I address that? And how do I look at Social Security and annuities and combine those two to hopefully get ahead of inflation? We're going to talk about all that in Stan the Annuity Man Speak, which is fantastic because everyone can understand it, because it's simple. Even a 9-year-old understands it. All you 9-year-olds out there, nod your head. Music. So let's start off talking about Social Security that no politician wants to touch. Why? Because people that receive Social Security payments do something that's very important to politicians across the fruited plain of this country. And what do? They vote. And if you mess with Social Security, you ain't gonna be in office too long, player. And politicians know that. Now, if you have a Social Security number, you can't say you hate annuities. You just can't. Or you're an annuity hypocrite and an idiot to boot. And you have no clue what you're talking about. But I don't want to be that mean to you, the people of you out there that are saying, I hate annuities, Dan. I hate them. And then you turn to Martha and go, hey, Martha, did the Social Security hit? Did that hit the bank account? That's an annuity. Social Security is the best inflation annuity on the planet. And as you know, Social Security has this formula, CPIU, and they got this formula that they raise or don't raise or how much they raise. They play with it. We know that's kind of a game. I just had a guest on my podcast. I have a podcast called Fun with Annuities. Can you believe there's such a podcast called Fun with Annuities? Of course there is, and I'm the host. And it's the #1 annuity podcast on the planet. If you listen to podcasts or get Spotify and iTunes or those things, you can listen to it. I had a Social Security expert on the other day, and his name's Jeff Miller. He is a professor emeritus from the University of Delaware, really smart guy. I encourage you to listen to that podcast. But what he was talking about is some of the calculations that he's seen at the time of this taping. If the formula that they use, if they stick to it, that increase is going to be a big one coming up. And I think that's good, except for the fact we have to pay for it, but it is what it is. We have to pay for everything as a country. But I think you're going to get an increase. And that is good because they're going to increase those payments. So how do annuities work in conjunction with that? Well, the annuity industry isn't as philanthropic as our government. They just can't print money. They're looking primarily at your life expectancy at the time you take the payments. And with annuities, depending on the types, and at the time of this taping, there's really 4 primary types or strategies with annuities that provide lifetime income, like Social Security. Single premium immediate annuities, deferred income annuities, qualified longevity annuity contracts. And the 4th isn't really actually an annuity. It's something you can attach called an income rider, but it provides a lifetime income stream. All you need to know about inflation and those 4 types of annuity strategies that provide lifetime income is that if you add a cost of living adjustment increase, an increase to the payment that's what you want to have. We all want that to happen. That makes sense, right? Nod your head. Annuity companies don't give that away. Typically, they lower that initial payment by 20 to 30% or more, depending on the age at the time you take the payment, to make up for that increase. In other words, they don't give it away. They have the big buildings for a reason, they meaning the annuity company. But that doesn't mean that you can't use annuities to address inflation in addition to your Social Security. The other thing out there is people that have pensions, if you're a government worker or have a part of a very good union that sets something up for you from a pension standpoint, a lot of those pension payments have increases for inflation already built in, and a lot of those were done a long time ago, and the assumptions are in your favor, meaning they're going to increase by a lot. Problem is, less than 10% of us out here in the hinterlands of the United States do not have a pension. We have a 401k or 403b or 457 or some retirement plan for accumulation, and then the lifetime income stream is called decumulation because you're getting your money back with interest, but the people are annuity companies on the hook to pay for as long as you live. So Social Security, fantastic, best annuity ever. I mean, you're going to get a lifetime income stream, and just think of it like this too, because there's a direct correlation between Social Security, how to take it, and annuities, how to set it up. The older you are, the higher the payment. Got a call the other day, and a guy said, hey, should I take Social Security at age 70 or should I take it at age 65? Well, just like in the annuity business, I always say there's no perfect answers, just bad sales pitches. I told him, I said, hey, you're going to get a higher payment at age 70 because you're older, which means your life expectancy is less, which means the payments are fewer, which means that you're going to get more income, the higher income level, because you're not going to live as long. But that doesn't mean you wait to 70. You have to factor in the payments that you miss. Let's say you turn them on at 65, you're thinking about it. Factor in those 60 months of payments, 5 times 12, 5 years times 12 months. Those 60 months of payments, and then how long it's going to take for you to make up for those payments. Money in the bank, right? You're getting the money now instead of waiting for later. Does that make sense to you? There's no perfect answer for that. Just the older you are, the higher the payment. And with annuity, lifetime income stream, same exact thought process. The older you are, the higher the payment. The guy called me the other day, said, should I wait to buy the immediate annuity? Will the immediate annuity payout be higher 5 years from now? I can carte blanchely say, pound the table, yes, it will be higher. Why? You're going to be older, which means you're going to have less life expectancy, which means there's going to be fewer payments, which means that the payments will be higher. It's really that simple. But inflation is a tough one too. It's like nailing Jell-O to a wall. I encourage everyone out there to make Jell-O, which, by the way, if you didn't know, this is a side fact. It's made from horse hooves. Did you know that? If that's not true, that's what my mom told me. I guess she didn't want me to eat the Jell-O. But anyway, take the Jell-O and nail it against the wall. That's inflation. You can't predict it. You don't know. What I would tell you is when you need more income is when you probably need to look at maybe buying a single premium immediate annuity at that time, solving for that income gap that you need. So does Social Security get adjusted for inflation? Yeah, every year. They look at the CPIW, which is the Consumer Price Index of Clerical Workers, and the CPIU, which is the Consumer Price Index of Urban Consumers. There's a lot of nonsense involved there, a lot of details that no reason to go into, but the bottom line is every year the government looks at that and looks to increase it, and that's a good thing for you. That's the best inflation annuity on the planet. Will it keep up with inflation? Will it keep up with potential hyperinflation? Maybe, maybe not. And that's where annuities on the commercial side, my side, Stan the Annuity Man side, shopping all carriers, that's when it comes into play. Just remember, there's no annuity type that's better than any other. It really comes down to two questions. What do you want the money to contractually do, and when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? And then we shop all carriers for the highest contractual guarantee. Remember, there's no quote that's better than the other. The only quote that matters is the highest contractual guarantee for your situation. And annuity quotes change like a gallon of milk. Every 7 to 10 days, we're quoting pretty much all carriers out there for you to find that highest contractual guarantee. So don't be bamboozled with someone saying, well, this one's the best one for you. That is not the case. Go to theannuityman.com, use our proprietary annuity calculators to shop around and see what those lifetime income streams look for you and your specific situation. And I want you to join me on the next Stan the Annuity Man YouTube video. See ya.